Do people construct their sense of self through the cities in which they live?
My work is primarily in New York, and so I would say that New York is a particular case where it's very easy to have your identity be wrapped up in the places and culture and history of New York City. I think that it makes it very easy for people to be identified with their community and their place. And because there's so much public space, because there's so much public culture and history there, in a way that many places don't have those rich resources, I think that there's a deep well for this kind of person, this kind of public historian to be able to draw from.
So tell us a little bit about some of your key findings from your study of tour guides.
The last chapter of my book is called Urban Alchemy, and it's a phrase that was used by the UCLA sociologist Jack Katz. And he wasn't really sure where he was going with that phrase. He put it out there, and then through our conversations he got me to think about it. I was going to call it urban enchantment, and he said I should use urban alchemy. And the idea of alchemy is that you take an everyday resource of lead and you make it into gold. You make it into something that's worthwhile. And so that's one of the things I thought was really interesting about walking tours, is that they were able to take the everyday left behind resources of a city, the public spaces, the public culture, left behind spaces, left behind histories, and they're able to fashion something out of it. Now, they don't become millionaires. It's not gold in a kind of real sense, but it is gold because, in a sense, that they're able to make the city more interesting, they're able to make the city more lively, they're able to fashion interactions out of these everyday materials. And I think they also make a meaningful life for themselves, and that, I think, is part of that alchemistic process of walking tours. And so I think that graffiti artists, I think that green guerrillas, were they green guerrillas? The people who do seed bombs in cities, people who are found artists, who take everyday objects and make mosaics, for example, the Watts Towers in LA, that these are all examples of people who are what I call urban alchemists, people who take everyday resources and fashion something, what I consider to be magical about it, a magical urban environment.